Hi students, I welcome you all for the control system lectures. In the previous class, we have discussed the introduction to the frequency response analysis, and we derived the expression for the second order system to get the frequency response, that is while giving a step input to the second order process, the output what we get. So it was represented in terms of a magnitude and the phase angle, right? So in this class, we'll start deriving the expressions for the frequency domain specifications. As we have a time domain specifications in the previous unit, what we discussed, so which tells the performance of the system. Likewise, a frequency domain specifications will give us some entity, that is a performance aspect, right? So we'll start deriving the expressions. As we discussed in the previous class, there are different time domain specifications like resonant peak, resonant frequency, bandwidth, cutoff frequency, and cutoff rate. So as you see here, this is the plot of the second magnitude plot of the second order system, right? If you consider the second order system, this is the plot, and where mp gives us a resonant peak, omega r is the point where mp achieves. This is the frequency. Omega r is the frequency at which the maximum peak occurs in a magnitude plot, right? So bandwidth is the point at which 0.707 of the magnitude plot will tends in the frequency axis. So x-axis is the frequency omega, y-axis is the magnitude. So at the magnitude of 0.707, the bandwidth occurs with respect to the frequency. So the bandwidth is the frequency at which magnitude omega m of j omega drops actually. So this is the point where the magnitude plot is coming down from the 0.707, right? So then omega c is cutoff frequency, the frequency at which the magnitude m of j omega, cutoff frequency at which m of j omega is 0.707 times of the maximum value, right? So whatever the maximum value you get out of it, 70.7 percentage or 0.707 of the value, maximum value, will gives us the frequency, cutoff frequency. So cutoff rate is the point at which the rate of change of slope of magnitude, right? So the rate of change of slope of the magnitude. In other words, we can tell that the cutoff rate is the slope of frequency response near the cutoff frequency, right? The slope that occurs at the cutoff frequency is cutoff rate. So let us start deriving the frequency response, frequency domain specifications, right? Um, so for the second order system, in yesterday's class, we have derived the expression for the magnitude, that is m of j omega magnitude plot. What you get is, or m of j omega, g of j omega, 1 by square root of 1 minus x square whole square plus 2 zeta x whole square, where x is, what is x here? Omega by omega n, frequency by natural frequency. This is for the second order process, right? Second order system. So this is the magnitude, and the phase what we got is m of j omega, phase of m of j omega, that is equal to minus tan inverse of b by a, that is 2 zeta x by 1 minus x square, right? This is a expression for the phase. So these two are important for us to consider for second order system. Whatever the frequency domain specifications we are deriving, we will be using these two expressions, these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2, right? So let us start deriving resonant frequency is the first one. Resonant frequency. What is resonant frequency? Omega r. Right? As we said, it is the frequency at which the output magnitude is maximum. The frequency at which the output omega r is the frequency at which the maximum peak occurs in the magnitude plot. Right? This is the frequency. We need to find what is the frequency, what is the value, what is the expression for this omega r. Right? So from the magnitude plot, right, we have the magnitude plot here. First expression, first equation, 1 by square root of 1 plus x square whole square plus 2 zeta x square. X of whole square is the first expression, that is a magnitude plot. So to compute the maximum of anything, see, like we'll be seeing in derivatives, what is the, if you want to find any maximum value, what we used to do is we used to equate the derivative to 0, right? The derivative of this term, if you are equating to 0, you will get the maximum value of it. So to calculate maximum value of magnitude m, okay, what we get is dm by dx is equal to 0. Why x? Because we are bothered of finding omega. Omega is a function of x, so the derivative will come with the x, right? So if you equate dm by dx equal to 0, what is the expression? This is the expression, equate it to 0. Derivative should be equated to 0. dm by dx is equal to d by dt dx, d by dx of, so this is in the denominator. I can write this as minus 1 by root 2, like, because this root I can take it as 1 by 2, right? So if it is 1 by something root, then I can write it as negative term, right? So 1 minus x square whole square plus 2 zeta x square whole power minus 1 by 2. Why 1 by 2? 1 by 2 is, since it is squared and we are taking a denominator factor, so therefore we have to use a minus sign here, right? We are taking it a numerator, so minus term will come. So do the derivative for that. What is the derivative you get? So derivation d by dx of this is equal to, this you can take it as whole x power something is, this term will come friend, so minus 1 by 2, and the leftover term is minus x square whole square plus 2 zeta x whole square, and internal terms we have to write, right? Whole power 3 by minus 3 by 2. So x power minus 1 by 2, you will get it as x power minus 1 by 2. So this whole thing you can take it as x power minus 1 by 2. So this term will go front, and whatever the power you get is minus 3 by 2. Right? Then the internal terms you have to write, derivative of it, 2 into 1 minus x square, and internally again 1 my x is there, so minus 2x into minus 2x, right? Plus this one, this is having x square term here, so 2 into 2 is 4 zeta square, and 2x is into 2x, right? So this is the expression, this is equal to 0, right? So here if you observe, anything to the power can't be equated to 0. See here whole thing is having some power, right? This can't be equated to 0, and we can't equate this term to 0. So leftover term is this we can equate it to 0, right? Since there is a power, we can't equate it to 0. Therefore, if you equate this term to 0, what you get is minus 4x into 1 minus x square plus 8 zeta square x is equal to 0. So this I am equating to 0. Since the power is there, this can't be equated to 0. This should be equated to 0. So this is what the expression we get it from this one, right? So from this we can write this expression as minus of, so take 4 common, 4 is there, and you can keep on right side, you can whatever the common terms you can take it out, and you can just throw it on right side, so that the leftover term is 1 minus x square plus 2 zeta. You can take 4x as common, right? So if you take 4x as common and you can give it to right side, since it is 0, that will be 0, and this one you get, this is, so this is nothing but d by dt mp. So from here x square, what we need to get is x is equal to omega by omega n, right? So we are trying to find omega, current omega. What is the omega? Current omega is resonant frequency. So this can be taken as omega r now, because what we are trying to find is omega r, and it is a function of x, right? So therefore what you can write it here is x square is equal to 1 minus 2 zeta square. Therefore x equal to root of 1 minus 2 zeta square, right? So substitute x equal to this term here, omega r by omega n is equal to root of 1 minus 2 zeta square. That implies what you get, omega r is equal to omega n into square root of 1 minus 2 zeta square. So this is the expression for resonant frequency, right? So then this is how we get resonant frequency. Now we need to find the value at the resonant frequency, that is resonant peak, right? So now what we found is resonant frequency. At resonant frequency what you are getting is resonant peak, right? So resonant peak, what is resonant peak? MP. So it is a peak value of magnitude of the transfer function. What is the resonant peak? So when you are plotting the magnitude plot, the value where you get the maximum peak is this one, resonant peak. It will occur at resonant frequency, right? So m of j omega, magnitude of j omega. Okay, so what is the magnitude from the second order equation? Magnitude we can get it as m of j omega, that is equal to 1 by square root of 1 minus x square whole square plus 2 zeta x square x whole square, right? This is the expression for magnitude of the second order equation. The peak value occurs at the maximum frequency. At the maximum frequency at omega r you get maximum peak. Therefore what you can write it from here is what we know, omega r is equal to omega n square root of 1 minus 2 zeta square. So at this frequency you are getting the maximum value. Therefore x is equal to omega r by omega n is equal to square root of 1 minus 2 zeta square. This is equal to x in second order equation. This x is, it can be equated to this one, right? So x is equal to square root of 1 minus 2 zeta square. So what you can do is substitute this x. This I will take it as a. This is the expression 1, right? A can be substituted in 1. Substitute a in 1. What we get is maximum peak. Maximum peak, that is equal to 1 by square root of 1 minus, substitute this one in x, okay, 1 minus 2 zeta square whole square plus 2 zeta square into x. X is 1 minus 2, sorry, minus 2 zeta square. Then you can just do the simplification of it. What we get is 1 by square root of this a minus b whole square, a minus b whole square, and just simplify it. What we get here is 4 zeta power 4 zeta power 4 plus 4 zeta square minus 8 zeta power 4. Okay, once you simplify this is a simple expression where you can use a minus b whole square. Just equate, just compute zeta for 4 terms separately, zeta square terms separately, and constant terms separately, right? So this is how you get the expression for MP. And now from this expression, what you get as MP is equal to 1 by root of square root of 4 zeta square minus 4 zeta power 4, right? 4 zeta power 4 here plus, and total 4 zeta power 6 minus 4 8 zeta power 4, right? Okay, then what you get, MP is equal to 1 by 2 zeta root of 1 minus zeta square. This is how we get from this expression. This is nothing but maximum peak. This is but not maximum peak. And now what we need to check here is based on the zeta value, this zeta value is a damping factor. Based on the zeta value, how your maximum peak is varying, right? Suppose if zeta is equal to 0, if zeta tends to 0, what you get here, MP tends to infinity, because this denominator is actually 0, 1 by 0 is infinity, right? So MP tends to infinity. And what happens to omega r? Omega r tends to omega n. Why? Because as we know, x is equal to omega r by omega n, right? From where you got this expression, omega r is computed as, how you get omega r? Omega r is equal to omega n into square root of 1 minus 2 zeta square. Right? So this is how we get. Then based on this, omega r tends to omega n if your zeta value tends to 0. If it is 0, what happens is omega r equal to omega n, right? So that's how we get it. And if you choose the omega zeta value in between, zeta is in between 0 and 0.707, is then 0.707. So why we need to choose this 0.707? So from where we got 0.707, if you observe this resonant frequency, so we are telling bandwidth actually is the value at which the magnitude plot is reaching 0.707. So why this particular value? Why not 0.8? Why not 0.7? This is actually coming from your resonant value itself. How? See, check it, your resonant frequency, omega r is equal to omega n root of 1 minus 2 zeta square. So here actually we know that frequency is a positive entity. Frequency is always a positive entity. If you are considering frequency, it is a positive entity. Therefore, if you are considering this value should be always greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0. Therefore, 1 minus 2 zeta square should be always greater than or equal to 0. And from here, zeta value is less than or equal to 1 by square root of 2. And this value is nothing but 0.707. This, if you compute, this is nothing but 0.707. This is how we get the point. This is how we get the 0.707 as a factor of magnitude. Right? This is obtained from the resonant frequency itself. Then, if the zeta value is lying in between 0.707 and 0, if you substitute the zeta value of any value in between this one, what you get is maximum peak MP will be greater than 1. Substitute here and check it, any value, because the denominator is having lesser value, therefore the numerator will be higher, and MP should be always greater than 1. And what happens if you check it with the resonant frequency? Here, if you are substituting zeta in between 0 and 0.707, what you get is a resonant frequency, omega r, will be always less than omega n. Substitute any value and check it. Right? Then what if you are having a zeta as greater than 1, greater than 0.707? Why we are considering 0.707 is that is the factor at which the bandwidth tends towards the cutoff frequency, right, which was arrived from the resonant frequency, right? So here there is no resonant peak, right? If you consider any value after that, resonant peak won't occur actually. MP doesn't occur. And maximum peak is 1. No resonant peak, and MP is equal to 1. And omega, if substitute here any value greater than 1, right, greater than 0.707, what you get is omega r will be equated to 0. Okay. So this is how you can compute resonant peak and resonant frequency. Okay, next thing is bandwidth. So in bandwidth you will get all the other specifications also, because bandwidth is computed by using all other specifications of frequency domain also. Cutoff frequency, cutoff rate, you can get it from here, right? It is the range at which, see, what we saw from the plot is bandwidth is something, if you are computing the maximum value at 707, this is the bandwidth, right? This part is the bandwidth. This is the bandwidth. Okay, at which frequency your bandwidth will get over is cutoff frequency, omega c, and at the point cutoff frequency touches the magnitude plot is the cutoff rate. Cutoff rate. So all the other three domains, frequency domain specifications, that is omega c, cutoff rate and bandwidth, can be obtained while calculating bandwidth itself. So what is the magnitude of second order system is m of j omega is equal to 1 by square root of 1 minus x square whole square plus 2 zeta x square, right? So here actually omega will be 0, omega is 0 here, right? At omega is equal to 0, you need to find the peak value. What is the amplitude you get when omega is equal to 0? As we know, x is equal to omega by omega n. This is equal to 0. Why? Because omega, we are considering bandwidth in between 0th frequency and cutoff frequency omega c. So at 0, x will be 0. Omega is equal to 0. Here omega is equal to 0. Therefore x is 0. So what you get as a maximum magnitude, substitute x equal to 0 to find the magnitude. So that is m of j omega. M of j omega is equal to 1 by 1 minus 0 square plus 0, because this is 0. So 1 by 1. Therefore, at this point at omega is equal to 0, what is the plot here? You can see this is actually 1. It starts at 1. Right? Magnitude plot is starting at 1. Why it is starting at 1? Because at the omega frequency 0, the magnitude, if you substitute x equal to omega by omega n, where omega is equal to 0, you get magnitude as 1. Okay. Then what we need to find is bandwidth is actually the magnitude plot at 0.707, right? See how you, what is the definition of bandwidth? Bandwidth is defined as frequency at which magnitude m of j omega drops to 707. This is the magnitude. This is the bandwidth. At bandwidth, at magnitude of 0.707, whatever the gain you are getting, I mean whatever the frequency you are getting is nothing but the bandwidth. Okay. Now we calculated at 0. Now we need to calculate at 0.707. What is at 0.0707 is magnitude at 0.0707. Magnitude at 0.707, right? At 70.7% of magnitude, then m of j omega will be 0.707. Then equate this one to 0.707. Okay, write it down. 0.707 is equal to 1 by square root of 1 minus x square whole square plus 2 zeta x square, right? 0.707 can also be written as 1 by root 2, right? So now by equating this left hand side and right hand side, this denominator can be equated to this denominator, root 2. So roots get cancelled and only this term can be equated to 2. So 1 minus x square whole square plus 2 zeta x whole square is equal to 2. Okay. From here, we'll write this as a quadratic equation. Okay, once you solve this, the quadratic equation, what you get is x power 4 plus 4 zeta square minus 2 into x square minus 1 is equal to 0. Right? So to find the roots of the quadratic equation, here x power 4 is there. So you get x square is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So here a is 1, b is this one, this is b, a is 1 and c is 1. C is minus 1 actually, right? C is minus 1. So just substitute a, b, c to get the roots of it. Okay. This is equal to minus 4 zeta square minus 2 plus or minus root of 4 zeta square minus 2 square plus 4 divided by 2. This is equal to minus of so this is equal to minus of 2 zeta square minus 1 plus or minus, so I am taking 2 common from this equation, cancelling it out, right, into 2 zeta square minus 1 whole square plus 1. Okay, so this is nothing but x square actually. So what is x? If you solve for this, and what we take here is frequency, as I mentioned in while deriving maximum peak frequency. Frequency is a positive entity. So what we consider here is only the positive root. Here while solving we get positive and negative roots. Since x is equal to omega by omega n, x equal to omega by omega n, which is the frequency, right? Frequency is the positive entity, therefore we need to consider only the positive value of it. X equal to square root of 1 minus 2 zeta square plus 4 zeta power 4 minus 4 zeta square plus 2, right? So substitute omega by omega n, that is x equal to omega by omega n. Here we are trying to find the bandwidth omega b actually, omega equal to omega b, right? Omega equal to omega b. So omega b by omega n is equal to this term, and what we can write here, I'll write it directly, final equation, omega b is equal to omega n square root of 1 minus 2 zeta square plus square root of 4 zeta power 4. Here actually I missed the square root actually, right? There is a square root here, missed it. Zeta power 4 minus 4 zeta square plus 2. So this is the expression for the bandwidth, right? Now what we do is, what if the zeta value, so bandwidth is dependent on zeta as well as natural frequency omega n. In the second order equation, zeta and omega n are the factors which you get it from the second order equation. So bandwidth is the function of omega n, bandwidth is a function of omega n and the zeta, right? So bandwidth omega b is directly proportional to omega n and directly proportional to omega n and zeta also, right? See, it's actually directly proportional, but actually zeta is a function of a root, right? So what happens if the root value is increasing? Bandwidth will decrease, right? If the omega bit, if zeta increases, If this is increasing, omega b will decrease. Right? What if you are selecting uh, zeta value in between 0 less than zeta less than 0.707? So if you are selecting this, bandwidth and maximum peak are directly proportional. So this is directly proportional. WB directly proportional to MP. So rise time increases when actually if you are considering the time domain equation for this, we'll be having a rise time, peak overshoot, settling time, right? So we'll check what like we already gone through this in the time domain specifications. What happens if your zeta value is varying with respect to time domain specifications, right? But we didn't discuss about the bandwidth in that, because for computing bandwidth we will be considering the frequency domain, right? So the rise time increases with increasing the bandwidth. If it is increasing, rise time will increase. So these are so this is how the time domain specifications we can derive from the plot, right? So from the plot, what this is the plot, and from this plot what we computed here is omega r, mp, and cutoff rate is the plot at which you get at the frequency omega c, whatever the magnitude you are getting is the cutoff rate, and bandwidth is computed, right? And resonant frequency, resonant peak, and bandwidth. Bandwidth includes, when you are computing bandwidth, you can get omega c and cutoff rate, because bandwidth you can compute till omega c, cutoff frequency. Okay, so these are frequency domain specifications, and in the next class we'll start a Bode plot. So that is the graphical method which tells us the stability of the system and performance, how it performs while changing the poles and zeros, how your stability of the system is dependent on the pole zeros with respect to the Bode plot, right? So we'll go through the Bode plot in the next class, and that's it for today's class. We'll continue in the next class tomorrow. Thank you.